Welcome to the Global Exclusive Podcast, yet another episode. I'm your host, Hazard, back for more with my guys, Shado Walker.
Hello.
And the illustrious Sinzar.
What's up, guys?
Wait. Sinzar gets illustrious Sinzar, and I'm just Shado?
Just Shado.
Sinzar is an integral part of me clearing these Cal events. So when you can provide the videos that he does, you let me know, and I'll find a title for you.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's fair. So today we'll be talking about the new unit, other Fryevia. I'm just kidding. Fryevia, this brings back a lot of memories because she was the first new banner. I joined the game in like late March of 2017, I think. We'll be talking about the new Clash of Wills event, which has a lot of people raging, and it should be a lot of fun. So, who wants to start talking about Fryevia? Did anyone pull her? I got her on. I think on my second step of her banner.
Yeah, I got her.
Get her.
I did. I went full pity, but I got 3 plus the pity along the way, so she'll be easy EX3 as soon as I get VIP coins. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Nice.
Wait, you got 3? I got 2. Dang it, I hate you.
Oof, not good.
I have 1, and I'm waiting for login coins to get my EX1. So, which I really need because her base sprite is freaking awful. Let's be honest here.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it. I like it.
It's the pose. It's the pose. When she starts doing her attack move, like if you freeze frame it like half a second into her attack, she's kind of got like her sword out, her arm extended. Like that's the screenshot they could have taken for the base sprite.
Yeah, looking at the pose, now that I'm looking at it, it is a little weird because as far as I'm aware, she's using her rapier, which you don't slash with, but she's got it like pulled back like she's about to chop down with it, and that is not how you use a rapier.
Right, which is why you want it where she's fully extended with it straight out. Like that's the pose I think they should have gone with. But I do think her EX1, that her Brave Shift looks a lot better for sure.
So what do you think about her as a unit?
Well, I was just gonna say, and that's the end of my contribution to this discussion. No, she's interesting. She's definitely a cow only unit. It seems like she doesn't have any AoE abilities at all, which is really annoying. I put her in my arena team, and then I was like, "This is a mistake. Actually, I'm going to use Gladius."
Is she even really a Clash of Wills unit though? Because there's been the first rank 1 video didn't use her. The first person, which was I think Wanderer, might have been no, actually Tafu was the first, and I don't think he used her either. I could be wrong here, but Wanderer definitely didn't use her. A lot of people are not using her for rank 1 Clash of Wills. I did, and she is usable, but man, I think her kit is flawed, heavily flawed, and they really missed the mark this time.
Okay, so we're going into the kit. Okay, so the thing about this kit is that it's so close to greatness. That's what I think pisses a lot of people off. Like people right off coming out of the heels of Roberta, we got this great unit that had literally everything in her kit. And Fryevia comes along and she's like, I think like 5 to 10% missing things. Like if her breaks were better, she'd be fantastic. If she covered 2 elements, maybe that would have helped. If her damage was not worse than Sky.
Worse than Sky? Dude, Sky is the best. Worse than Sky is okay. Worse than freaking Chow is not okay. And that's where she is now.
Yeah. But I only say Sky because Sky's been like over almost a year now since she came out. But you're right.
Makes sense. Yeah, for me, it's the damage. I think her kit's good, and I enjoy her kit. Like, yeah, she doesn't have 90% breaks. Those would have been great. Actually, absolutely would have loved them. You know, if she had full holy support on top of the ice support, would have been great as well. But I'm okay with all that. I wanted a DPS unit. But if she's not going to be a DPS unit, for example, and she's not because her damage is trash, if she's not going to be a DPS unit, I want her to be a full support unit, which is like Roberta. Roberta has good damage as well, but just putting that aside, like I wanted her support kit to be as powerful as Roberta's support kit. Then it would be okay if her damage is lackluster, which it currently is. For example, like Ling or Louise. No one cares that Louise has garbage damage today. It was fine a year ago. It's not anymore. No one cares. We use Louise constantly because she has 100 support things. Fryevia doesn't. and it's upsetting. It's annoying.
Yeah, they could have even given her like killers, like AoE killers, maybe like some other support stuff. I really don't think she was intended to be a damage dealer. This is my hot take. I don't know if this is gonna hold up well, but I don't think she was intended to be a damage dealer. But because our support kit is so lacking, so many people are looking at the damage, like you just mentioned. So
So
Yeah.
let's talk about her support kit because I mean she can imbue ice to all allies, but she has to have 15 LB crystals to do that. Which sucks because sometimes on turn one you can't. She does give 45% physical magic. She's also got mitigate damage for all allies. She's got a decent LB fill, 8, and she can quad cast it, I believe. And she can also recover MP, but that's basically it
That's
on her
it.
base form.
the
Really?
only thing unique about her is her 25% ice field. But yeah,
Yeah, which is nice, but it's more like supporting. It's a supporting role rather than her being the one doing, and creating. I'm trying to say crazy and incredible at the same time. Amounts of damage.
yeah, no, that's true.
And then in the shift form, she's got 85% on-demand breaks with a Magnus for 88 defense and spirit only, which is like good, but it's not the best. And on Dark Visions, this is never going to be enough. In Clash of Wills, higher breaks don't even matter. Ling's breaks are totally fine at 80% or 85% actually, or whoever's. You've got Sky for 87, you've got Laura for 90, you've got Louise for 90. Like breaks are not a problem in Clash of Wills. In Dark Visions, it's just too low. So like, yeah, she's a breaker, but is she really? Because she's not a good enough breaker to be a breaker anywhere.
It feels. Go for it.
I'm saying at the very highest levels, she's lacking. Like she's a decent overall unit. Like you're not looking to be a top rank in DV and cow and stuff. Like she's very very solid. But if you're looking for that extra step up, I don't think you're going to find it with her.
Her kit also features like, especially her physical rotation. Like Alem's damage dealers are very simple. You wait until turn 3 and you press LB. That's literally what you do. But what happens with Fryevia is something that we haven't seen for like 2 years. There's an actual rotation to this. You have to unlock certain things and then add certain modifiers, and then you can actually start doing damage. So it is something that's like kind of new in comparison. It's pretty refreshing, but at the same time, why Gumi? Like why?
Yeah, her kit, all the use this after this and unlock this. I don't know. Like on the one hand, yeah, it's unique-ish, interesting, kind of. On the other hand, it doesn't really add anything because the power level is just not there. So it's like we're going through 14 extra steps to do worse damage than someone that is just a one-button win unit. Which, like, if I'm going to go through all this headache of memorizing this rotation and learning what skill has to be used after which other skill to unlock the next skill, etc., like I want the payoff to be worth the extra headache, and it's really not.
Yeah, as it stands, like there's really no reason for anybody to pull her other than for nostalgia, I think.
Which got me. Sorry.
No, me too.
That's
Don't worry about it.
Plus, I don't have a lot of the meta units right now because I've only been back for like a month and a half. But
I mean, I don't. So, if you don't have Roberta, if you don't have like I don't know Chow or any other like Krestic for some reason, like she's probably one of your better uses for Chow. But even then, she doesn't have any morale fill abilities. That's the other thing. How does she not have any morale fill abilities? That boggles my mind.
That's true. She does have 6% on her shifted LB before someone comes in the comments and points that out, but that's irrelevant.
Wow, 6 whole percent.
I thought she adds 250 a bunch of different times, but I'm not a huge cow expert, to be honest. I don't understand how it works. I try to make the little gauge go towards the right, and that's about all I know.
To the right? That's the wrong direction.
Towards me, the one that makes my numbers, the blue numbers, get higher.
Oh.
Everything. Yeah, I can't remember the last time that we had a cow, a cow unit without any morale fill abilities on them. So, I think somebody pointed out during like the wiki discussion, it feels like Fryevia was a concept that was for last year, and then she was put into the oven, and then they straight up just released her without any changes.
Yeah, she might have been like intended for the Christmas event, with
Eldrin
and all that. Yeah, and maybe she got, we decided we don't want to sell 2 new NVs in the same event, so let's just delay her
without changing anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody pointed out that I think Yoshi Kiri does everything that she has in terms of elemental support and killers. So Yoshi's probably worse than Yoshi right now.
Yoshi does it better because he does 300% LB buff too, which is
Yeah.
really good.
Honestly, like, she's not the worst unit in the world. Like, you're not going to be sad you pulled her like you pulled Leftia. But at the same time, if you already have Roberta, like, there's
Stop
no...
reminding me I couldn't pull her.
Oh, I'm just reminding myself by this point because I don't have Roberta. So
Tried.
I didn't even try because I still think her sprite's ugly as fuck.
The one, like, I don't think this was intended, but it almost feels like she's one of those throwaway JP units that JP makes. Like, JP will just toss out a unit that is literally worthless other than selling you like a good STMR and TMR. Because Fryevia does have a great STMR and a great TMR.
Yeah.
So is Gumi now going the route of we're just going to give you a throwaway unit, but we're just selling you an STMR container instead? So is that like what's happening here?
All right, so let's talk about that TMR and STMR. So her TMR is an equipped sword materia with attack mag 50% and LB damage 50%.
It's really good.
That's great.
Like
It also has killers on it. I think you already said that, didn't you?
It doesn't. No, the materia doesn't have any killers. Her TMR.
Oh, the materia. I'm thinking of the STMR. I'm sorry.
Okay, so yeah, but this materia is already better. There wasn't there. Like, I think it was like Sacred Shield Charlotte that had a similar materia.
Yeah, Charlotte is Guardian Blade Charlotte. It's
Right.
50 attack, 50 spirit, 50 LB damage, and that's it. This one also gives you equipped sword.
Yeah, this one gives you equipped sword, which is really good in conjunction with her STMR, which you said it has killers. It is the highest mag and the highest attack sword in the game right now, and it's 200.
And it has LB damage on this one as well.
Yeah, so if you add her TMR and STMR, that's already 100% LB damage, and you get the best sword in the game. This is so fucking good.
And the magic part is going to matter for mages in the future because in the not too distant future, mages are going to all force double hand, whether they're double hand or not, because of variance. And this is a great option. There's not that many good two-handed magic weapons in the game, and this is really good.
See, I was originally thinking that having 2 would be enough, 2 over STMRs and 2 over TMRs, but no, I needed 3. This cow, I used all 3 of them. Because what I did was I ended up equipping sword on my Lara. I equipped sword on my Sky because I was taking Fryevia anyways with her sword and peril. That means I could, that sword. The other thing about sword that makes it better than guns is that there's only one equipped gun versus, sword who's plentiful.
Mm-hmm.
I guess spear is also another option, but I don't think equipped spear is as better as, her at TMR right now.
Well, Roberta's TMR is the same thing as hers. It's basically...
Oh, yeah, that's true. True.
Really good.
Yeah.
And the vision card is like midway between premium and not premium, just because it has flat stats on it, which used to be like premium only. Her flat stats are on the vision card as well. I think it's 250. I forget exactly how much. So it's not premium tier, but it's really good for just a vision card.
Yeah, so there is a weird thing about her vision card in that it's like, I'm pretty sure it should have, like, here's my headcanon, it's that it should have been the on, like, the on banner, like, Glex vision card that we always get.
Yeah.
I feel like this shit is that tier good? Or is that just me?
Well, it depends. That we've kind of had like various power levels of those. For example, the most recent one I think is the weakest of all.
Yeah, that one was pretty bad.
Yeah, but the first one was the strongest of all. So like this one, I wouldn't compare to the Leave It to Me card, which is above premium tier. But
I think this one compares to the TDW card that we had before.
Probably, yeah, I would say so. The one on the Kane banner.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Do you have anything to add about the TMR STMR? Hazard?
Knight Delete has really been waiting for this sword, and
that is true.
Knight Delete.
He's ready. He's ready to be back in my rotation. No, it's really good. I mean, I just used an STMR Moogle on this because I think it's gonna be really useful, not just for her, but as you mentioned, Sinzar in the future for magic units when they get the TDH bonus. I mean, T20 magic and equipped sword with LB damage and magic 50%. Like that's just or combo.
It's really good. And also, if we're going to look like long term, swords become really, really good when we eventually get the new premium Titus, because he does either a 40 or a 45% sword imperil, and he does that for the whole party, and he's just really, really good in JP currently, so it wouldn't be surprising that he's on a lot of teams. So you're going to want like your whole team using swords to take advantage of that for either 40 or 45. I forget which one. It's really high. It's the highest in the game. It's like a new power creep level. But swords are going to be very, very popular once he comes out.
Okay, that's good to know.
Can't believe we're getting more Tituses. How is this possible? Sorry, nothing against Titus, but good grief, man.
I feel like all the protagonists get so much better treatment than anybody else in this game. Like, I think Squall has quite a few. Oh, does he only have 2?
There's a word there that was doing a lot of work, and that's the word all. And it's not quite all. There's just one specific protagonist that I just haven't seen in a long, long time.
But
you're talking about Ace, right? Ace from Final Fantasy Type 0.
Freudian slip there. Final Fantasy
Yeah.
But Ramza does have 2 versions.
Yeah, technically that's true. It's really funny that they made his first version like worthless for like 16 months longer than JP did, because JP made him so OP once they actually gave him.
Yeah, but they made the useless JP version pretty useful in GL.
That's true, because I wrote a blog post and said, please make Knight Delita and Merc Ramza better, and they did. Thank you, Gumi, for your one olive branch to me.
Yeah, and then that was like the monkey's paw curling, where it's like, you got that, but you'll never get any other Ramza units ever again.
That was my third genie's wish. Yeah, gone forever. That's okay. I just play War of the Visions, and it's basically like Final Fantasy Tactics all the time.
Speaking of like protagonists, so I think Zidane also gets a lot of treatment in terms of envies, or not envies, but units in general. So there's that.
He's gotten 3, but the second one was like a really throwaway unit.
The free one was the free one, but
you're right. He's got 4.
Yeah, he's got 4.
They did have he fist bumps blank in the free one, which is my personal favorite like animation in the whole game.
He also has this 3-star, so he has the 3-star. He has the original 5-star. Like, he has a few.
He's got 4 total then, right? 3-star, original 5-star. No, he might have 5.
He has 2 5-stars. He has the Knight of Pluto Zidane, and then
it's the free one.
And then we got the Envy Zidane. That's 3.
And that one's called Lightning Fast, right?
Yeah,
Lightning Fast one. Yeah, I think it's 4 then total.
I think that's it.
How many Finas do we have?
Lightnings? We definitely got more Lightnings than Zidane.
Oh yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah,
we have more Finas than every unit combined in the game.
Maybe Rain.
Well, Rain and his alter egos.
All right, so this exciting, riveting content for this week continues with Cal. So, who wants to talk about Cal?
I think Clash of Wills is amazing this month. The tuning is really I'm being serious. No, okay, so there's going to be a part 2 to this, but looking past the problems, which I'll happily discuss in a second, but looking past the major mistakes of Clash of Wills, the boss itself is very, very cool. The AI is awesome. And I've been saying one of the coolest things the designers did, this is like just a flavor thing, but I love it. The way it's a Dream Wrath, and the Threshold is just so cool. Because the Threshold, the boss puts your entire party to sleep, which it is literally impossible to avoid that if you've got all the modifiers on. So your party is going to sleep. Your entire party takes a turn to sleep. Then the boss, during his next turn, where your party is all sleeping, he will cast some self buffs and buff himself up, then end his turn. And then the next turn, he'll attack your party while buffed and attack you and swipe you. And you have to have guts to survive it, basically, with all the modifiers on. You need guts to survive it. And I don't know, that's just a really unique thing. And like, using game mechanics the way they did that. And I think that is so awesome and on point and thematic for the Dream Wrath to like sleep your party and then buff up and then attack you. It's just really cool. And as far as the tuning goes, I think the tuning is great if you get your morale maxed out, which is, again, a problem. But beyond the problem of filling the morale, with the morale maxed out, The tuning is on point. It's not too hard, the damage cap, with a really high-end team. Obviously, you have to be a dedicated class to have that kind of team. But if you do, you don't have to fight variants. I got between 2.7 to 2.9 to 3.0 on all my serious attempts. So the damage tuning is really on point. The tank survival is very challenging, but very doable. There's not really any RNG to deal with. So the design, the thought process, the tuning, the numbers are all outstanding. This Clash of Wills, perfect.
Okay, there's an but coming. There's a big but.
Then there's also some major problems with this Clash of Wills, and this is why a lot of people are unhappy. The first and foremost thing, right away, the boss ambushes you with sleep, which is not that big a deal. You wear a ribbon, you don't get slept. On the other hand, when you turn on the modifier, and you have to turn on all modifiers if you're going for rank 1, it ignores your gear resistances, meaning you will be slept no matter what unless you've got a resistance buff. Because this is during an ambush, the only source in the entirety of the game to preemptively buff status immunity is a limited item from a year and a half ago, the Seraph Staff. That is the only literal possible way to stop being slept on turn 1 during the ambush. And obviously, if your party starts the fight all sleeping, it's an immediate game over because the boss is not broken. It's not a scripted threshold where you're supposed to be sleeping, and he kills your whole party. You're dead. So before we even talk about the rest, you have to have Seraph Staff to go for rank 1. You don't have it, you're not getting rank 1. End of story. That's it. And that is a horrible black mark on this otherwise awesome boss. The other major problem, now I talked about the tuning, and the tuning fine. If you don't have Chow, I don't like that it is so pigeonholed into one, again, a limited unit on top of that. And yeah, so great fight, awesome design, great tuning. If you have these two old limited item and units. If you don't, it's horrible. So it's very polarizing. So what are you guys' thoughts on it?
So I don't got the staff, but I do have Chow. And as someone with Chow, it's very doable. I can't really complain. I just need to not use that modifier that, basically makes your whole team sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as I don't have that on, I feel like it's just a normal cow. What about you, Hazard? I don't think you have anything. You don't have the staff or Chow.
I don't have either. I tried it for the first time today. I got through 79, then I tried 89, and the damage is just way too much. But Sinzar and I were talking prior to recording, and I'm going to try Entrust Runda B strat and see if I can just clear 99 with it. I've been using Esther and Fryevia, kind of doing DPS. I have Fry doing Bolting Strike with Runda, kind of supporting. Then I have Celis with the, that lightning bolt, whatever materia to chain with Esther. And everyone's, Ice Element or Ice Element, and then Ling is giving extra killers. So it's gone fine so far, other than just I took way too much damage. And I was like, I don't know how to solve this quite yet. And I hadn't had a chance to go further before the podcast started. So we'll see what happens. But this sounds like I have no chance of turning on any modifiers after I clear 99.
Well, you can turn on some modifiers, definitely, and you can go for a somewhat rank, but my rant was mostly directed at those of us going for the highest possible or literal rank 1, because to do that you've got to turn on all the bulk modifiers, and then you need morale to deal good damage with the bulk modifiers on. If you're going for to quote Barrows, I just want to use units I like, but still get a good score at the same time, you still can. You would just, for example, if you don't have the staff, you would leave off the ailment modifier. And at that point, the staff is no longer a problem. As long as you don't turn on that one specific modifier, the ailments doesn't matter. You're fine. Staff is no longer a concern. On the other hand, you could also just leave off both the defense mods. Then, you're still, without Chow, you're not going to fill the morale bar all the way. But if both the defense modifiers are off, it's still very, very doable to cap damage with low morale. You would just use, you would hit the boss, and without the defense mods, you don't need that max morale, so it's fine. So you can definitely get, I think a 230% clear or something by leaving off the defense and the ailment mod, and you can perfect score that. And I'm not sure where that's going to end you up. It's too early in the event, but it'll be a respectable score. You'll just be like pushed away from the top ranks by not having Shao.
Yeah, there is without any of the modifiers, like the boss kind of just dies even if you sneeze on it. So there is that.
Mm-hmm.
He's not super tanky. He does incredible amounts of damage if you don't have high mitigation up. And as Sinzar mentioned, if you're trying to go for a really, really high score, the top end, you need those exclusive limited gold items and units. So I don't care. Like I'm definitely on the lower tier of this, where I just want the 99 clear so I can get all the stuff, all the all the clear rewards.
Yeah.
And I think I ended up getting like a top 3K or top 5K ranking, even just doing that last one. And like for me, that's like I came back on the condition that I was going to be a lot more casual than I was before. So
Is that what you're doing with War Visions as well, being casual?
yeah, like I'll do an event, but I'm not going like ham on it. I'm not just spending all day on it. I just want to treat it like a game and not like a job.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. Yeah, but this cow is really. I like the boss design this time around. I really like the sleep mechanic, like what it means, as you said, especially during the threshold. But it's just that one little shit where if you turn on the modifier and you don't have the staff, yeah, good luck, boys.
It kind of reminds me of the old Skeleton King boss, where there was really like nothing you could do to survive. You just
MP
had to, like,
drain.
yeah, it would MP drain you, fill its MP gauge to full, and then do MP based damage to you. You're like,
Oh
I
yeah.
will. People always say that, and I will argue that to the death. People always say Skeleton King. I mean, I'm not picking on you, Hazard, but I have fought this battle so many times with people. People say the Skeleton King, you had no option. That is not true. People didn't realize, because this is back in the first year of the game where no one wore resistance gear. That unavoidable damage after the mana drain was dark element damage. If you geared your party in like angel earrings, which people didn't farm back then, but I did. If you could gear your party in dark immunity, the Skeleton King was a joke.
Okay, this is news to me.
Yes, the problem was this is the first year of the game. No one TMR farmed resistance gear. They always farmed like dual wield and all that on Earth Shrine. So most people couldn't gear their party in dark resist. So I guess technically speaking, for most people, they really didn't have an option to deal with the dark damage. But there was an option available. It wasn't like there was literally nothing you could do. And that is why I cleared it relatively easily, because I'm a dummy that farmed resistance gear, and I could gear my party in dark. Not immune. I couldn't gear for immunity, but I could gear for enough dark resist where it was manageable, and it was fine for me.
I actually remember clearing that pretty easily just because I had Ling. Ling had a really low mana up. I think she had a 0 mana ability that cost her life to increase mana for the party or something. So I remember clearing that just because I had Ling, which was a limited time 4-star unit at the time.
okay, so you guys remember the banner with Folan, Amelia, and Ilias, I think it was.
Yeah, I think so.
I was really mad at that banner because I just wanted Amelia, and I got 4 Ilias instead.
Sounds about right.
I didn't want Folan. I was like, I'm just gonna go for the 4-star unit. Who cares, right? And I spent like 20K to get her. but Ilias was key for that fight because there was like a quote unquote deep like a bug where he could basically AoE elixir the entire party. And so because it would MP drain you, you didn't have any MP, but he could use item, right, which didn't cost him MP, and he could elixir, or he could like ether the whole party or whatever, refill MP for everybody so he could actually continue playing. And I wrote a strat on FFBE Reddit at the time, like saying, here's how you do it. Remember my clear did say, I don't have any solution for you guys for the like MP drain. Then I think you said it was dark damage. I thought it was dark and fire. Like I thought he had options to do one or both, but maybe that specific turn it was just dark. But like I think I had 0 angel earrings at the time. Wasn't that the dragoon from FF9? It was her.
Yeah, what's her name? Oh crap.
Why am I forgetting?
Freya.
Yeah. I keep trying to say Fryevia. I was like, no, it's not Fryevia. Yeah, Freya. I think she was the one that had that. TMR. But yeah, I mean, at the time I had like Excalibur and Dual Wield. I think were the ones I had.
That's what most people focus on because DPS.
I mean, we're not all like Sinzar level dedicated to this game.
Talking about TMR farming, that's nostalgic if you think about it.
Wild. Now I can't get rid of Google's fast enough.
Yeah, me neither.
Definitely a better change because in the early days, like I would literally leave my computer running Earthshrine 24/7. It was insane.
Yeah, and like the amount of times that we had to like be obsessively looking after our energy, even during maintenance. Sometimes people would run Ifrit infinitely for the LB gauge.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, those were the days. I don't.
No, those were not the days.
I don't miss them. I'm just saying those were the days. They sucked.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's much to add. Oh yeah, the cow shop is really interesting because all of the units are shit. Well, not shit. I think
What I forget who they were, but they definitely had a few good ones.
Oliveira.
I mean, he's not a good unit, but his STMR will again probably after magic variants would be the best two-handed harp in the game.
I think the other option was oh yeah, there's Louise. Louise is a great option. So if you don't have Louise yet, pick her up. Oh, was it Louise? I think it was Louise. Yeah,
Louise is on there.
There's the list.
Oliveira, Roca. I want to say Roca. Yeah, okay.
Roca was there.
Yeah, Roca's really good too. Like they had some really good units in there. Obviously, some of them like Charlotte or Riku are kind of like duds.
Oh yeah, Riku. Riku was the one that I was looking at. What were they thinking?
Exactly.
Riku,
but I
Celis,
ended up
Charlotte. Oh, sorry. Go for it.
No, I was just gonna say I ended up picking up the killers because I think I have all the units at EX2 anyways. So, and this was the first time because previously I'd actually pick up the other units because I wanted EX3, but I don't think I'll ever need an EX3 Oliveira or an EX3 Roca. Maybe I will.
Roca, I really like. I have her at EX3, so I won't be picking her, but I actually really like her because she's an SLB unit, and her SLB is the time cooldown reduction thing. So EX3 benefits her quite a bit if you're using Roca. I mean, there's not a ton of places to use her, so it's kind of like theoretical. But if you do use Roca, you really want her at EX3.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And with you, Shadow, I'll probably just get the Dragonfly Destroyer and Prideful Incarnate.
Maybe you should grab Louise. I mean, you don't have her, do you?
I have EX1. Managed to get 2 of her while pulling for Esther, I think.
See, that's the thing. Dragonfly Destroyer is really good, and so is Prideful Incarnate. Like, Prideful Incarnate is an 80% flat mag, and 80% resistance to like 4 elements? Or was it 5?
3.
Oh, 3?
Okay. It's 80% magic, water, earth, and light.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's really good.
Speaking of materials, if anybody ever pulled on the Fryevia banner, you also got a choice between 2 killer materials and 2 robes, right?
Yes. I think they're clothings, but yeah.
Yeah. And grab the killer. It's so good.
I actually grabbed the Reaper killer. I know in my news video I said I was going to hold off and wait till August to decide, but after spending a few hours on the Dream Wrath Clash of Wills, I'm like, all right, I got to increase my gear, so I went and picked the human Reaper killer specifically for this Clash of Wills. So that's what I picked.
Nice.
Yep. I won't get any of those because that's a lot of lapis to get to the top of that thing.
Isn't it only like 20k lapis to get?
Oh,
I think the card is, or the pick is 28.
Oh, it's 28. Okay.
I had 17, so that was all I had.
What a tragedy.
I got Fry in like 4k, 6k.
I got Fry on the first lap, and I thought, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. Like the first pull of the first lap. Didn't get another one until the final pull before the pity.
Sounds like my Esther pulls. I literally got first pull was Esther. And that was it.
Speaking of Fryevia, I started War of the Visions today again, and I got Fryevia from the Esther banner, so I'm pretty happy with that one.
You did? She's interesting in War of the Visions.
Is she at least better than her cow incarnation?
I have not looked at her. I have not looked at her post level 99 one. Like at level 99, she was okay at the time. Like even on her release, she was kind of just okay, if I remember right. But she was good in the right hands. Like she was good in certain situations, because she had like I think White Mage was one of her sub jobs. and so she can do some fun things for you, but it isn't like a meta damage dealer. That I recall, and yeah, I'm probably gonna get messages saying you don't know what you're talking about, Hazard, probably. But I just remember there wasn't a lot of hype around her at the time. I don't know about her upgraded stuff. So you go from 99 to 120. There's extra stuff that you get upgrades to your kit. So I have not looked at that. I don't have Fryevia, but if you're gonna pull for something, pull for Celis. It's really freaking good.
I've been pulling on the Esther banner for now.
Esther's really good. I also got Esther. So I got Esther in War of the Visions this week, and then Fry in FFBE, and I'm really happy. Lots of nostalgia.
Kind of weird? And and on that note, it's kind of weird that FFB has come a long way where they can bank on their own nostalgia. We have nostalgia for these FFB original units like Fryevia. I have huge nostalgia for Olive. I am still waiting for Envy
Oh
Olive.
my gosh. Yeah.
Like when Envy Olive comes out, that's when I'm going to bust the nut together. Or like, I think she was the first global exclusive 5-star unit. So there is that.
If they come out with another Dr. Aiden, I'm in.
Yeah. Aiden's a good one. Zyrus is another one. Like, there's some of them that we have like their special place in our hearts. But it just means how old this game is. This game's like what now, 6 years old now, I think.
Yeah. You know what? I still every time they release a Fina, I go every time. But some people are like are fiending for Fina. I don't know what's going on with them, but
okay. But the last
it's the same thing with like Rain and X-Star. Like JP seems to be excited every time they announce like the 30-second X-Star. They get excited all over again. It's like, are you kidding me? Why? And they lose their mind. Another X-Star, yeah! Like, oh my god.
It. Well, because he was good in JP, right, the first time around. The time he read
that's probably
he was like meh.
A nostalgia thing, yeah.
Yes.
Serious.
All right. Well, this is the content that we had. Do you guys want to add anything? Have any other? Like, we went for almost 40 minutes now, considering we got nothing in terms of actual value except Fryevia.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, we really not much else to say about Clash of Wills. That's really this week all we have is that in Fryevia.
Yeah.
My energy bar has been sitting at full for like a week and a half now. I'm not really sure what to do with it.
Me too.
Oh yeah, that's a frustration too. I actually farm the global exclusive insignias during these dead weeks, and I've got so many at this point. But like, there's literally nothing else to do with it.
Elena fight?
The Louise one's better. It's way easier to OTK, and it gives the same amount.
The Louise one you can even auto. Like if you have like a full team of NVLBs, you can just auto easily.
Mm-hmm. What I would do is I've been doing the Elena one, and I've got 999 or more now. But I would just dispel with Kresnik, break with Ling, and then I had 2 Esters at the time. I didn't have my EX3 Ester, so I had one random one laying around, and I would just do, Imbue, Bolting Strike, and then whatever her cooldown one is, and it would one-shot her every time. But I didn't even try the Luis one, so...
Hazard, you have to be much more of a min-maxer. You don't take good units to these farm fights. You take units that need to level their limit burst, so you get the free LB leveling.
I actually realized that when I came back to the game, is that like a lot of these fights are increasing my limit burst gauge, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, I guess. I don't know.
They also fixed the TMR gain percentage. So like right now my Ling has 97% on her TMR. That's just how much I've used her on like almost every fight that's relevant.
Yeah.
So
that reminds me, because the Expedition Moogle Cave is now completely worthless.
100%.
Didn't realize that for like 3 weeks after I came back, and I was like, wait a minute, am I really getting like 0.1 or 0.2 per run? I could be getting relics. I don't know. So I've been avoiding it ever since, but I had no idea. That was so terrible. It is.
All right. Anyways, thanks guys for listening to the Global Exclusive Podcast, and thanks Sinzar again for joining, and Hazard for hazarding to join us. It does set a dangerous precedent though for future episodes, because we're going to expect you to keep showing up.
I think I smell the episode title in the works.
We're not the sort of people to let the memes die. So we're going to beat this horse until it's dead.
That's it.
Exactly.
Just like Gumi does with Fina and Axstar.
Exactly. All right. Thanks guys for listening.
Later.